Hi, I'm Dave.
And I'm Shali,
and this is GottaSing.com.
Your online vocal resource for a better voice.
Our first singer today is Anna. Come on over, Anna. Okay, Anna, how can we help you change your voice?
Okay, well, I have a really big break between my chest voice and my head voice, and it causes problems when I'm trying to sing certain songs.
Great. Okay, so first off, how old are you?
I'm 18.
18. Okay, so we have to first off address that every voice matures at a different time, so you're going to have different problems at different ages. But let's talk about the break. We would rather call it a passaggio. Break connotates that it's something bad and it's going to break. We all have them in our voice, and they're at different spots in the voice, but we call it a passaggio. Okay, so we'll always refer to your break in the voice as a passaggio. Okay, so your top. Anna's been our student for a while, so we kind of know her voice. Her top voice is very strong, and her bottom voice is very strong, but the middle voice is strong, which is a typical female problem, especially in a young voice.
Exactly, and it's different places for different voice types. So if you tend to be more of a soprano, it's going to be a little bit higher. If you tend to be a mezzo soprano, it's going to be a little bit lower. And so there's different places in the voice that these breaks or passaggios will be. And so Anna is a soprano, so that's what we're working with.
Yes, but she's going into musical theater. She's actually just graduated from high school and going into a theater program in college, and it's a pretty big theater program, so we want to have her voice strong in all areas. Although the voice is a little bit immature at this point, we're waiting for it to mature. 25, 26 is usually about the time when that'll happen, depending on you. Okay, so should we try some exercises?
Sure.
Should we go from top down and?
Let's start with bottom up.
Okay.
It's a little bit easier when you warm up. So let's just do some just very nice. I want some high cheeks, and just give me show some teeth. Let's do a nice really let that roller coaster feeling happen. No jumps. Let's go every single note.
Back here, her posture's a little bit slouched. I can see that. Yes, you're just yes. Thank you. Very good. Girls up.
Good.
And okay.
That's
and
kind of what we call it. All right.
And
one more time. This time I want you to go. I want a little bit more openness in the back. So think about that back space that we talked about. Show those teeth, and don't be afraid to let yourself go through every single note. If you were going on a track, you wouldn't skip parts of the track. You'd actually be going on that roller coaster track all the way, touching every bit of it. So I want you to do the same thing with your notes. So, ready? Let's do an A.
And wait, let me ask you a question. This is the first passaggio that we're at right now. It's about E flat to E, D, E flat, E is the first passaggio on the bottom for girls. Are you feeling any sort of break in this area when you're singing?
Yeah.
You are? Okay, so we're dealing with this right
Yeah,
here. So let's go down a little bit lower and start again, going up on E. Okay? Yeah. Good. So you heard that break. Let's go through that, and I want to hear that. I don't want you to candy coat that.
No making it softer just
Yeah.
because you have a little break or making
Yeah.
excuses for it. Just make all.
I want to hear a big time, like in a boy, it's we go right through that. I really want to hear you go through that break. It'll make you a little bit. It'll strengthen those muscles in that area.
It also helps train those muscles to know how to negotiate those. Breaks and everything, and the muscles learn to transition between the voices, the registers of the voice. Okay? So, do it us.
God, that was terrible. Okay, good. Now, okay, but terrible's good. This is where you want to experiment. We want to experiment with sound here so that when we're on stage or you're singing in a studio, you sound good. So this is where to really practice that. So do it again, and don't be afraid of that. Just go for it. Go through it. And stand up tall. Try another one.
Some more sound in the middle. Can you use your hands for me? It's a kinetic thing. It's a body movement thing, but no jumping. So I want you every single note in between.
that was better. And okay, good. Now let's work through the same area, but going down into it now instead of going up and down. Let's just go down and see if we can transfer from the head voice into the chest voice. Okay, and as we say words, if you don't understand it, email us and we'll help you. We'll explain it as we go. So let's go from that same area. Let's go from about here and go down. And should we move to the ah vowel?
Yeah.
Let's move to
That
ah.
would be great.
All right, and. Good. Really open up on ah.
You notice how you've got some jaw changes in it as you go down? Same position. Okay. I didn't move a thing.
All right. Okay, good. Try that again.
Slide all the way through it. There you go.
Yes, we want to hear all that bad stuff. We want to hear it. Good. Slowly. Good.
Back off the voice.
Okay. Good. So that's the first passaggio. Let's go up and deal with the second passaggio at the top. Now, everybody, if you work that area, it will get better and better and better. Okay, you've got to get through that. You've got to keep doing it over and over again in your car where people can't hear you, so that you're not embarrassed to actually go through that sound. Okay?
Well, a lot of times you hear in choir or anything that they don't want you to slide, they don't want you to slide to pitches and everything else, and we don't necessarily want that, but in order to train the voice, especially between the two registers, you have to slide in order for those muscles to learn to transition between the different mechanisms that are used.
And you know, if you go to your DVDs on DVD 2, it's lesson 2 on DVD 2 talks. This is an entire 20-minute lesson on how to get through these passages. A lot of sliding exercises and stuff like that. So that's a good one to go to, where you can just throw it in and do it over and over again.
Right.
Besides this,
Right.
that's
Lots of
better.
slides are one of the best things you can do. Up from top down, from bottom up. It doesn't matter which way, but using those will help strengthen the voice, strengthen those muscles. It's just like a workout at the gym. You have to use those muscles over and over and over in order to strengthen them. But you also have to allow yourself to go through icky parts in order to make it good. Okay? You know, you're making your weakness your strength. Right. So the icky parts.
The icky parts. Okay, good. So now let's go. We're starting at a B and we're going up to a sharp, which is going right through the second passaggio, which is an octave above. For women, it's an octave above the first passaggio usually. Okay, so let's go back to A or E. What do you want to do?
If you're going to do that high, let's stay with that.
Okay. Ah. And. Okay, so see, we're not hearing the break at all in this range.
Careful with your jaw.
Okay, good. So up here, that was a low pitch on top, but we're working with that. Again, it's a young voice, so we're working with those areas. And we didn't hear a thing at those breaks. Did you
No.
feel it when you went through there?
No.
Okay, great. So, ladies, you're dealing with 2 passaggio areas, and that is something that we'll deal with more as we go. But look at DVD 2, lesson 2, and do it. So we want to thank Anna for being here today, and thanks for coming and singing for us
Thank
and
you, Anna.
exposing your voice to the world.
And we just want to remind you that technique is the foundation of any good singing, any kind of style. And so if you have some issues with your voice and you want some questions answered, let us know. Have a good night.
Bye.